What's up, everybody? So this is gonna be my first video on my financial page. I've been really wanting to do some financial content, mainly around cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, but also stocks and investing and saving in general. But I haven't really got around to it. So it's gonna be my first video. We just gonna rock out, man. We just gonna thug it out. Um, Excuse my production or whatever. It's a work in progress, but it's been something I've been really wanting to do for a while. And today, this beautiful Sunday, we're going to do it. So, what I really want to talk about, the first thing I want to talk about is Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin? Why is it important? Why I like it so much? Why I save a lot of my money in the Bitcoin? And why it should be something that you should look into and think about. So, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It's the godfather of cryptocurrency, the first cryptocurrency ever. It was created in 2008 by Satoshi. With Satoshi, we don't know the real identity of Satoshi. It might be one person, it might be two people, it might be a group of people. Um, but that's not really that important. So this all kind of came out of the '08 crisis, financial crisis. If you don't know about that, just do some research on that. But this definitely came out of the '08 crisis. So let me go back. Let me explain a little bit about our money, our U.S. dollar, and just currency all over the world, so you can have a better understanding why Bitcoin is important and why it was even created. So we have something called quantitative easing, aka printing money. That's all that. That's all that means. So our Federal Reserve Bank, which is actually not a part of the government, it's not federal and it's not a bank. But I digress. I'll talk about that another time. They have the power to print more money, quote unquote, because they're not really printing it, not really printing actual dollars. It's just zeros and commas and decimals on the computer, really. But they have the power to create more money to put into the economy, which is called quantitative easing. The thing what that does is brings more money into the economy, which people think, oh, that's great, that's amazing. Yes, but that's how we get inflation. The more money that they print is make sure dollar that you already have weaker. So the fact that they can do this basically whenever they want to makes the dollar and makes all these other currencies somewhat unstable because you can kind of play with it. During the pandemic, right? The pandemic, that's when we had the most money printing of all time. As you can see, we're dealing with a lot of high inflation. We have been dealing with a lot of high inflation since then. That's one of the main reasons because the money printing. So Bitcoin cannot be, no more Bitcoin can be made. It's 21 million ever Bitcoin, and that's designed in the code. Code is created on the code sits and created on the blockchain. The blockchain is basically a verification system. It's different computers verifying that this information is accurate. Um, so it's only about 19 million available of the 21 million because Satoshi has a lot and then is lost. People lose their Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because they lost their password for wallets. People passed away with wallets. It's a lot of shit, a lot of stuff where there's a lot of cryptocurrency that's just lost. Bitcoin especially. So can't make no more than the 21 million. So it's finite. It's a finite asset. Therefore, since it's finite, it can rise in price because it's scarce. Just like gold or whatever, like it's scarce. It's only a certain amount of gold. You can't just go print gold. So for a long time, gold was what we call a hedge against the dollar. So basically, since we can print more money of, since we can print more money and we can create more money, it it inflates the dollar, so it makes the dollar weaker. Gold, you can't just make more gold. Gold is, of course, mined from the earth. So people have been using gold forever for a hedge, against the dollar. So a lot of people like to call Bitcoin as digital gold and use it as a store of value because it hedge it against the US dollar or currencies in general because of the fact that you cannot make more of it. So, all right, the next question would be like, so how do you get Bitcoin? So, of course, you can just go and buy Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has to be mined. So, where dollars are printed, Bitcoin is mined through sophisticated math problems by computers. You figure out the math problems on the computer, and then you're rewarded a certain amount of Bitcoin. And we have Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin mining companies. They mine the Bitcoin and then they sell it to the exchanges or whatever. And then then me and you can buy it from the exchanges. So that's how the whole ecosystem works. When 21 million coins are mined, no more coins can ever be mined again. So it makes it scarce. It makes it a scarce thing. So when you think about it, Bitcoin is just kind of like money because at the end of the day, dollars and money, they don't do shit. Your dollar bill doesn't do shit. It has buying power. But your actual physical dollar bill or whatever, it doesn't do shit. If you were hungry, you can't eat the dollar. You can't make a house out of a dollar. Gold has some things you can do. It can conduct heat, but most gold is used for jewelry. The most gold is used for jewelry. It's not used to conduct heat or do anything productive. Is 80%, I believe, of gold is used to wear, and it's a big portion of gold that's just in blocks, so in gold blocks that don't do anything. So a lot of our currency that we look at don't really do anything. Really, it's just a store of value, and that's how we say, "Yo, this is how we barter, and this is how we trade." Um, So with Bitcoin is it's the same way. So the dollar don't really do shit. Bitcoin don't necessarily really do shit either. But it's a scarce asset that you can put your money into and it can grow. So let's talk about the returns of Bitcoin. So in the last decade, Bitcoin has been the best return to assets of anything. So the stock market. Well, and when we say stock market, we basically talking about the S&P 500, maybe the Nasdaq, like the big boys. That's like basically when people say stock market. So it's cooking the SPY, cooking real estate, um, cooking anything. There's nothing has been stronger in the last 10 years than Bitcoin, and it's not even close. So Bitcoins for the last 10 years is up around 20,000%. This is the ROI, return on investment. Those numbers are ridiculous. Ridiculous. 20,000%. People in the market try to get 5, 6, 7% a year. And you're a great investor. You're a great trader. You're a great this. If you can get 7% in a year. 20,000? This is something that you have to pay attention to. Whether you believe in it, whether you think it's dumb, whether you think it's stupid, it doesn't fucking matter. You gotta go where the money's at. You gotta pay attention to the money. So this is why Bitcoin is so important. So at one point in time, to kind of jump back, the US dollar was connected to gold. Basically, instead of having gold in your pocket, they gave you dollars. Your dollars represented the gold. It was the US dollar used to be on the gold standard. And then I don't have the exact year, I believe it was in the 60s, the US dollar got taken off the gold standard. They took all the gold. The US government took damn near all the gold, but they took the dollar off of the US standard. So therefore now they can print money. They can print the dollar. Before you needed a certain amount of gold to have a certain amount of dollars. They got rid of that. So your dollar is not backed on nothing. It's really just paper. I'm not saying it's not important. You gotta pay for shit, you know. But so that's one of the reasons why Bitcoin is so important. Like I said, because you can't just make it. Another thing is that you can hold the currency yourself. It's called something, not your keys, not your coins. Basically, you can hold it in a wallet, a hot wallet or cold wallet, and you can basically, somebody can't take it. The banks can take your money. You give the banks your money, and basically you give them responsibility. Now it's insured and a lot of shit, whatever, blah blah blah. But they can take it. They can seize your assets. They can freeze your bank accounts. Nobody can freeze your cold wallet. Probably not even your hot wallet either. Nobody can freeze it from you because it's yours. You own it. And not only is that, Bitcoin has now became more mainstream because we now have ETFs where you can buy Bitcoin on the stock market. Basically, you can buy a company that buys Bitcoin, holds it for you, and you buy the stock into the company. So you don't have to worry about holding your own keys, or if you're more of a stock person, or if you want to put in your 401k. So this has already been making the price rise significantly, but it's going to make it rise even more and more and more. The fact is, so much money on the sidelines. There's so much millions and probably billions of dollars of especially older people that's retiring or about to retire, the baby boomers that have no representation. Baby boomers have the most money, but they have a very low representation in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. When more and more people find out about it, more and more people understand it and start putting some of their 401ks and retirement funds and stuff like that into Bitcoin, it's to the moon, yo. It's to the moon. Bitcoin's not going nowhere. It's a big thing that they used to say. If Bitcoin's not going to $0, that's going to be hard. It's around 90,000 right now. If it's not going to zero, it's going to 1 million. So it's a lot of wild predictions. So this is the year. This year we're looking at most likely 200 to 250. That's my prediction. In the next, I say 15 to 18 months. A low end would be like 160K for Bitcoin. That would be a low end for me. I feel like it touched the twos. But 10 years, 12 years, 15-year trajectory, they talking about $1 million Bitcoin. Some people talking 10 million. Now, of course, some people say it's not shit, it's going to crash, whatever. But Bitcoin's been around long enough to kind of, it's been holding its own for long enough. And then from Bitcoin, we can get way more into other cryptocurrencies. We can get more into stocks and financing and stuff like that. But I do save a lot of money in the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very volatile. Don't get it twisted. It's very, very volatile. And volatility means it moves up and down very quickly, very strongly. They have very big booms and very big busts. Very big run-ups to the top and very big run-ups on the way down. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. I hope this helps, man. I hope this helps people understand this game a little more. Like I said, I'm gonna have a lot of videos. I'm gonna be talking more, and yeah, we're just gonna take it from there. So thanks for watching me. Hopefully you watch it to the end. I'm gonna leave some links for my Coinbase, my Robinhood, and my Cash App. If you're looking to buy, I think the easiest place to go is Cash App. A lot of people already have Cash App already on their phones, and a lot of people don't know this. You can buy Bitcoin right on Cash App. You don't have to worry about getting wallets and hold your own keys and all that shit right now in the beginning. Just focus on buying some. Thanks for your time, everybody. Thank you for checking me out. And this is the last year of Being Broke podcast or channel, whatever the hell it's going to be. Shout out to you guys. I love you guys. Peace.